What's up, fisherman fanatics? So I'm not doing an update on the fisherman anytime soon. I figured there was a couple of tanks that I wanted to point out. I'm sure you've seen the Shelleys by now, and more than likely you've seen that we had some bristle babies that are due to be born soon. But I want to talk a little bit about these guys real quick. So these are my Xenatoca Eiseni. They're also called the red-tailed splitfin godiad. I have managed to successfully breed these guys. Gestation for them is 2 months. They came from a member of our club, and they're a care species, meaning that they are critically endangered in the wild, and the only reason that they still exist in the amount of numbers that they are in now is because of the Aquarius, obviously a fish keeper. So we have quite a few of them, and eventually what I'm going to end up doing, some of these are going into our club as BAP, and you can see they're getting pretty big. They're just about 4 weeks old at this point. This is a month, I believe. So after a month of growth, you can see they're relatively big, and they get a lot bigger than that. But what I didn't know, and if you've watched any of my previous videos, you've heard me talk about these guys before, I'm sure. They are jerks. They are not so nice, but it is what it is. They're still gorgeous when they color up. They're like a red color and a yellow color, and they really do look pretty. But you have to keep in mind that they're a fish you have to keep by themselves, basically. You could probably keep larger plecos with them, but I wouldn't do any Corys unless they're like the tanks. Right now I do have some Concolors in here, and these guys are tanks. But these guys, the Eiseni are small. They're fried. They're not going after them. I put some Corydorus fibrosis in here initially with the parents that we had, and they just devoured. I mean, they went right after them, like they were eating them up. Not cool at all. So we ended up pulling them out and moving them to another tank real quick that we had. Fortunately, we had another tank available. But normally when I get Corys, it's when I have a tank that I can put them in. So I was fortunate I had a couple of free tanks. But you can see there's some of the Concolors in there. And I had just gotten these from a member of our group that's just amazing at breeding stuff. He's got a master breeder title already, and works for a major retailer in the fish industry. I won't name which one, but very, very generous person and just an awesome fish keeper all around. So these are some of the fry that came with them. We had initially bought these, and then when we went to our swap, we had the ability to bid on these guys, which is the breeding group of them. So these are the parents of this guy, and there's 5 more of these guys in here. But we did pick those up, so hopefully we'll have some of our own here swimming around pretty soon. And that's just kind of to show you, yes, we know that they breed because we've already got their babies. So, anyways, yeah, back to the Eiseni. The red-tailed splitfin godiad. These guys are really cool. They're really gorgeous. If you have a chance to own them, I would suggest owning them. Just be cautious because they are really aggressive. They do beat up on each other quite often, but they're tanks. They can take it. So I mean, I'm not really concerned with them picking at each other more so than them picking at other fish, because other fish will get destroyed by these guys. And they're surfing for whatever reason. They just had a water change today. I don't know if they're searching for food or what, but these guys have been fed pretty heavily. That's why they've grown up so fast. But I just wanted to say that they are a care species, even though they're kind of mean. You can see there's a little guy, one of our stragglers. The rest of these guys are huge, and then I got one little one left. Give them a chance, you know, at least breed them once, or have them to try and breed them once if you're into breeding. If you're not, they are really, really pretty to look at, but they're just not really good community fish. They're a fish that you have to have by themselves. You can have them in large numbers in the tank as long as you're taking care of them. I had, what, 6 adults in here, and then I had their fry as well, which you can see there's close to 20 fry. Kind of scattered. There's some of the nausea grass. But there's about 20 fry in here, and we didn't have any issues. Kept up on water changes. It's a regular thing. They'll be fine. So you can put them in large groups. They don't eat their fry, amazingly enough. They're aggressive towards each other, but when it comes to the fry, everyone kind of leaves the fry alone. So that was really, really nice. Didn't have to babysit them or pull them or anything like that. They just all came out. You can see there's another little guy back there. But if you get a chance to own these guys, like I said, I recommend it. If you're into more dominant fish, more aggressive fish, I always personally feel that they display better. When you get a fish that's not quite as dominant, they tend to be a little more skittish and they hide a lot more. These guys are front and center. They always want attention. If you put food in there, they'll go after the food. If you stick your hand in there with food, they'll eat the food right off your hand. At least mine did. You know, I mean, even the fry, their fry aren't even that skittish. You can see I've got my hand in here with them, swimming around with them, and they don't care. They're just like, oh, hi, okay, that's nice. They really have no cares. So, they're not a skittish fish at all. Oops, sorry about that. But if you get a chance to have something that's super active, super, you know, pretty to look at, these guys will be the best bet. But again, not a community fish. I wouldn't recommend it. But other than that, since they're a care species, I want to talk about them and kind of get them out there. Hopefully some more people will keep them and breed them. And we're going to be bapping these, and then we're going to be bringing these off to our auction for next month to get rid of the rest of them so that somebody else can grab them and breed them, since we already have. I try to only hold on to certain species as long as I need to breed them, and then I let them go. And this is one of those that I'm going to let go to free up some tank space for some other ones, because I've got probably 2 or 3 different species right now that I'm getting ready to turn in for the breeding program that I'm going to be unloading. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, as always, drop them in the box below. If you haven't already, do us a huge favor, hit that like, subscribe, and share button. And as always, happy fish keeping.